And then I'm gonna mute all of you.
Okay.
You can unmute yourself if you want to, if you need to say anything. All right, and then I'm gonna stand up here and we'll get started. Okay, so I'm trying to come here so you guys can see me. So we're gonna stand up at the beginning, but we're gonna do something a little bit different, all right? So we're gonna stand here as we start. Instead of doing our leg circles, what I want you to do at first is just start to lift one heel then the other, right? So it's like this. It's kind of like when we're a down dog, we're walking the dog, right? I want you to do that here. Do it a couple more times. All right, then come to a stop now. As we come to a stop here, you're gonna come forward and back. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna come forward, come onto the balls of your feet, lift your heels, drop your heels, roll back, lift your toes. And so now we're just going back and forth like this. All right, now come to a stop here. And then as we come to a stop, now just take your hands, you're gonna sweep them to the sky. Now you're not gonna be able to see my hands, it's okay. All right, we're just gonna do a little side bend here. So grab onto your left wrist with your right hand, and just pull it towards the right side of the room. Come back to center, take it the other way. Grab your right hand with your left wrist, pull it to the left. All right, now, as you get here, now we're gonna come down into a squat. So you're gonna bend your knees, reach your hands forward. Just come right here, right? So your hands are reaching forward, your palms are facing each other, your thumbs are up to the sky, right? Then come all the way up. Hands are gonna go overhead. All right, so we're gonna do that a few more times, we're just warming up. So we're coming down, we're coming up. Do it about 10 times, right? Land in that squat. Make sure you don't lean forward, right? So don't bring your belly to your thighs, keep your chest up. So you're warming up the legs. Four more. Last one. No, come all the way up. Now let your hands come to your sides again. Now what we're gonna do from here, you're gonna bring your feet into that V, so the Pilates V, right? So your heels are touching each other, right? And then all you're gonna do here, where you're gonna lift up on your toes, come back down. So like little calf raises. If you need to hold on to a wall, you can do that. Three more. Now come back down, your whole foot's on the ground, you're still in that Pilates V. Now, you can keep your hands on your hips, you can take your hands to heart center. If you really want to challenge yourself, take your hands up to the sky again. We're gonna come into our squats here, so you're not gonna move your feet. And it's not as big movement, but let your knees go out to the side, drop your hips a little bit, keep your chest up. Right, and then come back up, just moving your legs in a different way. We're gonna do four more here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then we're gonna come back up. Now, from here, you're gonna go down, right? Like you did, just hold as deep as you can go, which might not be very deep, right? You're here, maybe you're here, 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 wherever you are. You just start to pulse a little bit. Just pulsing up and down. Do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then let yourself go all the way up. So now reach your hands overhead if they're not already. Turn your toes back towards the front of the room so your feet are just about hip width distance apart. Take a little back bend here, right, where you push your forward, take your chest, and your gaze up. Stand up tall, swan dive down into a forward fold. Don't put your hands on the ground, right? Just let them dangle and swing from side to side. All right, now we're gonna come down here. We're gonna come down onto our hands and knees. So put your hands on the floor. You're gonna come into a tabletop, all right? So you've got, I'm gonna turn sideways here. This will be the easiest thing to do. So you've got your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. Now, a little bit, we're gonna come just into, well, first you're gonna take your right leg, extend it long behind you, right? So you're right here. So your right heel is pushing towards the back of the room. Your toes are pressing into the floor. All right, then drop that right heel down. Do the same thing with the left. Hold it for a couple breaths. Then drop it down. All right, now from here, I'm gonna come face forward, just so you guys can see. Now, we're here, right? You're gonna take your right leg and just lift it up. Now you want your right knee pointed straight over towards the right side of the room. You wanna keep your shoulders over your wrist, right? You see when I first lifted my knee, I kind of leaned over, so my shoulders are leaning to the left of my wrist. Now I'm gonna keep them right over. Then you're gonna take that knee, bring it down. Now you're not setting it down, right? You're just kind of hovering it down and lift it back up. So I just want you to do that a few times. You can see myself now, right? In the camera, I can tell that I'm leaning over to the left. So try not to do that. Keep your shoulders right over your wrists as you lift up and down with that knee. Last one. Now, put that right knee down. Come back into your neutral tabletop. Now this time, we're gonna do that same thing, right? And we're gonna do it on the left. So you're gonna take your left knee, lift it up. It's going straight to the left. Check your shoulders. Are they staying right over your wrists? Take that left knee, drop it down, lift it up. Do two more here. Up, take it down, lift it up, take it down. Now we're gonna go back to the right side. I'm gonna turn around sideways here, okay, so you guys can see me. Now, I'm gonna use my right leg. I'm gonna take it up just like we did, keeping my shoulders over the wrist. Now this time, instead of taking it up and down, you're gonna circle it. Right, so you get those little fire hydrant circles. So I want you to do about 8 circles, bringing the knee forward, sending it back, bringing it back up. Do 4 more here. And then I'm gonna go the other way. So I'm gonna take it back and around. And then come to a stop here. Drop that right knee down. I'm gonna turn around just so you guys can see. You stay where you are. We're gonna do the other leg. So now you're gonna take your left leg up, right? And first circle it forward. Make those circles here. Do about 8. And then to come to a stop, now you're gonna take that knee to the back. So you're circling the other way. Now come to a stop here. Set that left knee down, and then let yourself sink back into child's pose. Push your hips over your heels. Take your arms out long. Roll your wrists around. Right, I was going to do a plank thing here first, but now I feel like my wrists are a little bit sore, so we're going to come onto our back first, then we'll go back and do our planking later. So what I want you to do here, when you're ready, come back up into tabletop. Let your hips go to one side or the other, and then swing around so you're sitting on your mat. I'm just gonna get a little yoga block here. Might do this work. And then, now, if you have a block, you can use it. If you don't, if you have like a small book or something, you can use this. If you don't have anything, don't worry about it. You don't have to run to the other room and grab something. Right? It's just kind of a little demonstration. So you're gonna lay on your back. Right? So as you lay all the way down on your back. Now what we're gonna do first, right? Imagine, like when we're in the studio, we do this with the big stability balls. If you don't have a block or you don't have anything that you can hold in your hands, you're just gonna do the movements, right? So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna extend everything long, so I'm extending my feet all the way. I'm bringing my arms overhead, right? I'm gonna lift my feet up to the sky together. If you can, one at a time. If you can't, you're gonna reach that block up towards your feet. Now, if you can, right, if you've got something convenient, you can stick it between your feet and then drop your feet down, take your arms overhead, just like we would if we were, like I said, in the studio. Now, if you don't have anything to put, then you're just reaching up and you're coming back down, right? But if you're doing that, imagine that you were holding something and you're switching it back and forth. So that when you have something between your feet, right? Even if you're just imagining you have something between your feet, and you drop them down, now when you bring them back up, you can't do it one at a time, right? Because you've got to hold those heels together. So if you don't have anything to hold, then just press your heels together. And then you got to bring your legs up. So it might be hard to bring them straight up. If that's the case, then you're going to bend into them and take them up, right? Then you're going to take the block or whatever you have, or nothing, right, between your hands, same thing here. Your arms go overhead, you're squeezing your palms together like you're holding something if you have nothing to hold. This time you don't have anything between your feet, so try to keep your feet straight or lift them up one at a time, right? So try to use the same compensations as if you were holding something, even if you weren't, right? Even though if you're not holding anything, all you're doing is going up and down. You're still gonna feel it. So we're gonna do this about 10 times. Two more. Last one. All right, now we're coming all the way up. Now, what I want you to do here, right? Bend your knees so that your knees are in floating tables. So you've got your knees right over your hips, cast parallel to the ground, flex your feet like they're gonna come back towards your head. Now, if you have a block or a book, anything, right, you'll take it there. If not, you're gonna try to keep your hands about shoulder width distance apart. So you're just like this, right? You're bending your elbows, so your elbows are also at a 90-degree angle. Move those fingertips back so your fingertips are touching behind your head, right? Now, drop your feet down until your heels are touching the ground. Now, you don't want to let everything relax and push your body into the ground, right? Everything's still tight. You just barely touch them because we're not going to stay here. What you're going to do from here is bring it all back together. Okay, so if you have a block, you're going to touch the block to your knees, right? If you don't, it's just your fingertips. So it's here and here. Right? Don't pull your knees in too far. You don't want your knees coming into your chest. You don't want your tailbone coming off the ground, right? If you can lift your head, start to lift your head as you come up and down. Add a little more to it. If you want your head to stay on the ground, it makes it easier. You can do that. All right, so we're gonna do two more just like this. Coming up and down, up and down. I want you to pull it all back up, right? Now keep your head on the ground, but you're here on floating table. Now, if you have this block or anything, right, see if you can take it and just put it right on top of your shins. So you're here, right? Now, if you don't have anything, then you're just not gonna have anything in your shins, it's okay. Pretend that you do, and you've got to really keep your legs together and keep that angle so that if you had something on top of your shins, it wouldn't come towards you as we move. Now, you're gonna take your hands again, same thing, right? Your elbows are bent, your palms are facing each other. You're not holding anything in your hands right now, right? Now, what you're gonna do here, right, you're gonna hold your hands right where they are. Take your legs, kick them out straight, right? Now, the lower you go, the easier it is to keep the block whatever you have straight, but you might not be able to go that low. You might be more here. So you gotta figure it out, right? Play with it, think about the angle. Now you're gonna bring your legs back in, take your hands, just tap the top of your knees, the top of your shins, I should say, where the block gets there. And then again, you're gonna bend back into your elbows, take your legs out straight. You don't have anything sitting on top of your shins, like I said, it's okay. Just tap the top of your shins, but keep your legs together like you had something there. It's gotta stay. So you can't kick your feet straight up to the sky. All right, so we're gonna do this 4 more times here. Two more. And then come to a stop here. Now, take the block, or if you have, like I said, if you have a book, anything else that you're using, if you want to, you can put it between your feet and just hold between your feet. If you don't have anything, then you're squeezing your heels together, like you're trying to squeeze something between your feet. Take your legs straight up to the sky here at first, all right? Now, you're gonna lift your head and shoulders up off the mat. Start to reach your hands straight up. It's like you're reaching towards that block, like we were just doing when we did those transfers, right? Now, from here, all you're gonna do, you're gonna keep your head and shoulders reaching up, squeezing your heels together, or squeezing a block, book, whatever you have between your feet, bend into your knees, and then kick them out straight. Take them straight up to the sky, bend back into them, right? It's like a little push pedal or something, but keep your head and shoulders up, keep reaching your fingers up towards the ceiling. The lower you go, the harder it is, right? So maybe you're just going almost to a 90-degree angle out, that's okay. Up, bend, kick it out as low as you can, bring it all the way up. 3 more. Bend, kick it out, pull it back up. Last one. And then keep your feet up to the sky. Let your head and shoulders relax for a second. Bring them down. Maybe take your arms up overhead and reach towards the back of the room. All right, now from here, we're gonna do this the other way. I have to think about how this goes. So you're lifting your head and shoulders up this time. Now what you're gonna do here, you're gonna drop your legs straight down, low as you can, bend back into them, kick them up, drop them low, bend into them, kick them up. So it should be, hopefully, if I got this right, the opposite motion of what we just did, right? Dropping low and our legs are straight, and then bending into them before we bring them up. All right, so do 4 more here. Last one. And then let your head and shoulders relax down. Take that block. All right, now I can move that off to the side. All right, from here we're gonna come back up. And you're gonna come into a down dog, but a different kind of down dog, right? So I'm gonna come sideways for now. I might have to come forward later. But as I come into down dog, I'm gonna move my feet in close enough that my heels are on the ground. So you have to really short stance down dog. All right, try to take your feet a little bit wider than hip width distance, right? And then once you're there, you're gonna take your right hand and reach it over toward your left ankle. Right, look underneath your left armpit. If you can't reach, right, maybe you're just reaching close by. It's okay. Hold here for about 3 breaths. And then come to a stop, drop that right hand down. Now you're gonna go the other way. Take your left hand, reach it towards your right ankle, look underneath your right armpit. Now come to a stop, come back to your short stance down dog. Right, I'm gonna turn it forward here. Now, as we do this next part, right, my little toys on the floor here in front of me, makes my son. All right. If this gets to be too much, then what you're gonna do, right? Anytime if you're like, I can't do that, Paula, you're crazy, you're gonna drop down to one knee, and it'll be more like you're doing it from a tabletop. Does that make sense? If you can, stay in the short stance down dog. All right, so all we're gonna do at first, I just want you to take your right leg and lift it up to the sky. I'm gonna have to come a little more forward here. So you want your left heel pressing into the ground. It's like you're trying to kick the back wall behind you with your right leg, right? If you have to, you're down on your left knee and you're kicking that right leg back. Take 2 more breaths here. Really flex into that right foot, like you're trying to push that right heel toward the wall. Then from there, we're just gonna drop that right heel down. Now let's try that on the left side. So you're gonna pick the left foot up, kick it straight back behind you. Flex your foot, press that heel towards the back wall. One more breath. Now, drop that left foot down, and then what I want you to do from here, everybody's gonna drop down to their knees. We're gonna come back, all right, but I wanna give you a little break. Drop down to your knees, push your hips back over your heels, reach your arms long. Now from here, we're gonna come back up, come back into that short stance down dog. Remember, you always have the option at any time to drop into a tabletop instead of the short stance down dog, right? So now, you're gonna take your right leg up again, like we did, right? Push it towards the back wall. And then see if maybe you can lift your left hand off the ground. You can reach forward or you can reach out to the side, whatever makes it easier for you. If that's not gonna happen for you, then you're here in that spinal balance, right? Like we always do, on hands and knees. But wherever you are, try to take 3 more breaths here. Now, drop that left hand down, drop that right foot down, come back to your short stance down dog. We're gonna try that again on the other side. So you're gonna lift your left foot up, like we did. A little bit more forward. So kick the back wall, and then you're gonna see if you can take your right hand, lift it up off the mat. Maybe it has to go out to the side. Maybe it's reaching straight forward, whatever's easier for you. If you have to, you're down on your knees in spinal balance. 3 more breaths. Now, drop that right hand down, drop that left foot down, and then again, take it down to your knees. Let yourself come back into child's pose. We got 1 more round of things to do there. All right, so when you're ready, come back up into your tabletop, then ideally into short stance down dog. Again, tabletop is your option here if this feels like too much. Now, same thing, you lift your right foot up, get towards the back wall, take that left hand, reach it forward. This time what you're gonna do, you're gonna see if you can bend into your right knee and your left elbow and touch them together. And then open back up. You can do that 3 or 4 times. Again, if you have to, you're down on your hands and knees doing this from your spinal balance. And then after you've done a couple, drop your left hand down, drop that right foot down, come back to your short stance down dog. Just try that, going the other way. So now you're lifting that left foot up, kicking it straight back behind you. All right, then maybe you're taking your right hand up. And then same thing here. 3 or 4 times, you're gonna bend into the right elbow, left knee, touch them together. Open back up. Do one more. And then drop it all down, back into your short stance down dog, drop your knees, push back to your child's pose. All right, last thing here. We're gonna come back up into that short stance down dog. And then as you come up, now again, this time you're gonna lift your right foot, send it back, lift that left hand. Now, instead of crunching here, what you're gonna do, you're gonna see if you can kick your right foot out to the right. Swing your left arm out to the left. So you're kind of in that awkward pose. And then you're gonna bring it back to center. And you're just gonna do that 3 or 4 times. Where you just go from straight back and straight forward to out to the sides. If you can't do it, then you're here in spinal balance to awkward, all right? Do it 3 or 4 times. And then drop it all down, back into your short stance down dog or tabletop, if that's where you're at. All right, let's try that again. Last thing, going on the left side. So you're taking your left leg, kicking it back behind you. Taking your right hand, reaching it forward. Kick that left foot out to the left. See if you can swing your right arm out to the right. Bring it all back to center. Do that just 3 or 4 times. Drop to spinal balance if that's what you need. More. And then drop it all down into your short stance down dog. Drop to your tabletop if you're not already. Take it all the way back into your child's pose. All right, that was a tough sequence. What we're gonna do here, right? We're gonna come up into your tabletop, and then what you're gonna do, you're gonna bring yourself all the way down to your belly. We're gonna work the back a little bit right here. So what you're gonna do first, just tap your forehead to the mat. Take your hands back behind you, interlace them behind your back. So you're laying on your belly with your hands interlaced. You're pushing those knuckles towards the back of the room. Pulling the shoulder blades together, lifting your chest. This is like a fast arm locust. Now maybe here, you can lift your feet off the mat. Try tightening up your quads, see if you can lift your knees up off the mat. Keep pushing those knuckles towards the back of the room, pulling your shoulder blades together so more of your chest lifts up. Just hold here for 4 breaths. And from there, release your hands, let yourself come down here, turn one ear or the other to the mat. All right, so you're down, get your head turned one way or the other, your shoulders are relaxing. Now from here, turn your chin to the mat, so you're looking forward again. Now, you're gonna take your arms, you can reach them straight forward, if that's good for you. I usually keep mine here in cactus arms when I do this with my elbows bent because my back is not that flexible. If you want to make it more, you reach your arms all the way forward. Now, lift your feet up off the mat. You can tighten your quads and lift your knees up off the mat, do that. Once you're here, you're gonna just do little swimmers. Right? So kicking with your feet, swim with your hands. We're trying to do this for 30 seconds. 5 more seconds here. And let yourself come down. Whichever ear you didn't take to the ground before, take that ear to the ground now. If you don't remember, it's okay, right? But let your arms go back behind you. Let your shoulders relax. Take it all the way down. Take 2 more breaths here. And then bring your hands to your chest. Push yourself back up. All right, so now we're gonna go back here. We're gonna do the plank work we were gonna do at the beginning, right? So we're gonna do that here. I don't know if you guys can see this. Maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna put it over so you can't. If it ends up in my recording, who knows? All right. So you're gonna have your hands. You're gonna have your hands on the mat. So you want your shoulders right over your wrists, and then you're gonna come up just into a regular plank here, right? Now, if you're doing a modified plank from your knees, that's fine, right? What we're gonna try to do at first, you're gonna take your right foot, lift it up. Just put your right foot outside your right hand, right? Then you're gonna take it and step it back. Take your left foot, step it outside your left hand. So you're just going back and forth, back and forth. You're not down on your knees, right? Maybe you can take that foot and step it. If that's not happening, then just bring your knee forward, touch it to your elbow, right? Outside your elbow. The key here is to open up those inner hip flexors by moving the leg outside the hand. So do about 5 more each side, whatever version you're doing. One more. And then when you finish up on both sides, come to your plank, let yourself drop your knees, shift to child's pose. Now come back up to your hands and knees here. We're gonna come back into plank, right? Now you can do this again. You can be in a modified plank, down on your knees. You can be on your toes. Your feet are gonna stay where they are here. We're just gonna do our shoulder taps. We're gonna try to do 10 on each side or 20 total, depending on how you count. You take your right hand, touch it to your left elbow, drop it back down, take the left hand, touch it to your right elbow, right? Try to keep your hips still. Mine are moving, especially at the beginning, because I try to get it down. The more still you can keep your hips, the more you can keep them facing the ground, the better it is. You can do this from your knees. I might switch and finish off from my knees because I can't keep my hips from moving today. Three more on each side. 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. Drop your hands down. You're back in your plank. Let yourself shift back to child's pose. All right, now from here, you're gonna come back up into plank. Right, we're gonna do this for 30 seconds or so. Right, what we're gonna do here, right, you're just gonna do your mountain climber. You're pulling one knee into your chest, sending it back. Other knee into the chest, sending it back. Like I said, we're timing this, I'm timing it. So you can make it fast if you want to, or you can do it super duper slow, up to you. You do this from your knees if you need to, looks like this. Do about 15 more seconds here. Five more seconds. Back to your plank. Drop to your knees, shift to child's pose. All right, last thing here with our planks. All right, then we get off the arms and everybody will be happy. Focus on maybe. There we go. All right, so you're gonna come into your plank. Now this time, what you're gonna do here, again, we're doing it for 30 seconds. You're gonna lift that knee. Now you're gonna bring your knee across to the opposite elbow. So it's like that. You do it from your knees. It's like this. Or you can do it from your toes. Again, it can be super fast, where it's boom, 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 or it can be nice and slow. Five more seconds. And then drop to your knees, shift it back to child's pose. All right, now from here, be happy to know you don't have to go back into plank. We're gonna come around onto our backs again. All right, so you're gonna come around, lay on your back, bring your legs here into a butterfly position. So you're gonna bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees fall out to the sides. Take your fingertips behind your neck here. Take your fingertips behind your neck, right? Now, first we're just gonna do a little crunch here. You can lift your feet up and let them float. If that feels like too much, let your feet stay on the ground. But you're gonna lift your head and your shoulders up and down. So it looks like this, or if your feet are up, your feet stay in the same place, they're just hovering the ground, and it looks like this. Or you're keeping your feet down. Your choice, do about 10 more. Few more. Let your head and shoulders come all the way down. Let your elbows come to the ground. But keep your feet still in that floating table in down ankle position. Right? Now, from here, here's what we're going to do. You're going to lift your head and shoulders up. This time, everybody's going to lift their feet up. Right? And you're going to let your elbows come forward. Usually when we're crunches, keep those elbows up to the side. Let your elbows come forward as you're lifting your feet up. Lift up and up. Maybe even your tailbone lifts. You can get your elbows and your knees to touch each other. Then let everything come back down. All right, so lift up, bring the elbows and the knees together. Come back down. And then come all the way back down. Let your head and shoulders relax. All right, now from here, right, we're gonna come up. So you wanna come up to seated here, right? If you can keep your legs in that bound ankle position, bring yourself up, do it if I almost could. If not, it's all right, just bring your legs together and come all the way up. All right, now I'm gonna face you guys here for this part. All right, so we're gonna come into a hook line position. So I've got my feet on the ground. I've got my knees to the sky. Now I'm grabbing onto my knees, right? Because that's our default anytime we come to this position, because it takes the work out of the core in the back. But we want to work the core in the back here. So release your arms and just reach them forward. Try to bring your chest up nice and tall. Now, if you have a towel or something, you can use it here. I'm not gonna use it here because I don't really need to, but if you have one, it could be helpful. What I want you to do is lift your right foot up and then grab a hold of your right foot, right? If you have to use a towel, it would look like this. You just wrap the towel around your right foot, and you're here, right? And then what you're gonna do, now, keep that left arm reaching forward, keep your chest up high, right? Take your right foot, kick it straight up to the sky. Now, once you're there, see if maybe you can float that left foot off the ground, still keeping your chest up high, still reaching that left hand forward. If not, left foot will stay on the ground. Hold this for 3 breaths. And then set that left foot back down, bend into your right knee, drop that right knee down. Right, let's try that the other way. So again, make sure you're sitting up tall, reach your arms forward. Lift your left foot up, see if you can grab a hold of your left foot or use a towel, right? And then kick that left foot straight up to the sky. So you're trying to get that left leg straight, even if maybe it comes a little more forward, right? If you have to put a bend into it, put a bend into it, but you don't want it to be way back here, right? Now, once you're there, keep reaching that right hand forward. Maybe you can lift your right foot up off the ground. One more breath here. And let that right foot come back down. Release your left foot, let it come back down. All right, now we're gonna come forward here. Again, you can use a towel if you want to. If you're using a towel, you're gonna put the towel around both feet and it's gonna look like that. Or, right, you can lean far forward and up. You can grab on to both feet, one foot with this, each foot with the same hand, if that makes sense, right? So then see if you can lift your heels up off the ground. So you're just here, right? Now, the real hard part, you're gonna try to kick both legs straight up to the sky. I'm gonna do them one at a time. Eventually, I can get both legs up there. Right? Again, if you're using a towel, it would look like this. Towel up, legs up to the sky. Right? So hold there, wherever you are, wherever you made it, it's all good, right? Some of you probably made it all the way up. Some of you are probably here and like, this is hard enough. It's okay. Now you're gonna release your legs here, right, up to the sky. Try to keep your legs straight and as high as you can, reach your hands forward, and then we're gonna drop it back into canoe. So your legs are gonna start to lower, your upper body is gonna start to lower until your shoulders are just hovering the ground and your heels are just hovering the ground. Hold here for 5 breaths. That's a long time for canoe, I know, right? See if you can hold it. Higher your legs come, the easier it is. If it gets too much, move your legs up. So you feel like you can hold it. 3 more breaths. And then let your heels come down. Let your head and shoulders come down. Let your whole body relax down. All right, now that we're lying here flat on our back, right, we're gonna do our roll-ups. So you're gonna take your arms, reach them up overhead. So your fingertips are reaching right towards the back of the room with this block. See, right? And remember, in your basic roll-up, you keep your heels on the ground. You just peel your upper body up off the mat. And then reach forward in that C curve, reaching your fingertips towards your toes. And then come back all the way down, never letting your heels lift up off the mat. If that's too much, you do the dead bug, you take one foot up, you take both feet up, reach your hands first toward your feet, and then allow yourself to roll up in that shape, all right? So we're gonna do 10 of those, whichever version you're doing. I'm gonna do 3 more here. last one. Now let yourself come all the way down now. Just take a nice full body stretch here where you really point your toes like the tip of a pencil. Reach your fingertips towards the back of the room. And then from here, move my mat over a little bit so I get all the way on it. Right, we're gonna come, now you're gonna bend into your knees. All right, but otherwise you're still laying on the ground. So you've got those feet pressed into the ground. Now, like we did before, when we were in that pound ankle, or I shouldn't say that, right? I'm gonna give you options here, right? The easiest thing to do, you're gonna take your hands, hug them around your body so that you're grabbing your opposite shoulder with your opposite elbow, right? Really press those elbows into your chest and just take a little tiny crunch. It's not gonna be a big movement. It should be here and back down, here and back down. Now, if you feel like you can do more, right? Maybe you take your fingertips behind your head. Keep those elbows going out to the sides. You're not drawing your elbows in. They gotta stay out to the sides. Do your crunches here. A little bit harder, right? Because you wanna bring your elbows in to get higher. Don't do that, right? Keep your elbows going out to the sides. Now, if you feel like you really wanna challenge yourself, take your arms overhead. Keep your biceps by your ears. Lift up and down, right? You don't wanna fling your arms forward because that's just using your arms to get a little higher. You have to be right here. So find your spot wherever you want to be with it. I'm going to do about 10 of these little crunches. I'm going to do 3 more. Last one. Coming all the way down. All right, now from here, you're going to roll to one side or the other. Push yourself up to seated. All right, now just come around here. Come in to an easy sit. So we're going to do a little different kind of stretch here. Doesn't matter which leg's in front because we're going to do both sides. All right, so come here into an easy sit. Now we're going to go to the right here. Doesn't matter if your left leg is in front right now or your right leg is in front. When we do the left side, you're going to switch. And you do front even if it's your right leg. And we're going left and left leg and we're going right. Like I said, that doesn't matter, but we are going to switch legs both times. All right, so take your hands up to the sky. Turn your palms towards me. And then just come into a forward fold. So you're bringing your hands in front of your shins. Keep those hips on the ground and walk yourself as far forward as you can. You should start to feel a little pull in your hips. Kind of good after everything we did today, right? Need about 3 breaths here. Now from here, you're gonna walk your hands over to the right until your hands are on either side of your right knee, right? So you're bringing your nose towards your right knee. Maybe you can get your chin or your nose to your right knee, depending on how low to the ground your knees go, right? That's not the point here. But I want you to keep reaching that left hand over as much as you can towards the right corner of the room. Now, if it feels okay, take your right hand and sweep it back behind you. Put it back on the floor behind your right hip. Allow your body to open up a little bit more. And then from here, bring that right hand back around, walk it back to center, and then just slowly bring yourself back up. All right, so we're gonna go the other way. I want you to switch legs. Like I said, it doesn't matter. I had my left leg in front when I went to the right. Now when I go to the left, I'm gonna have my right leg in front. Maybe yours is the same leg going the same way. It doesn't matter. I just wanna make sure you do both legs and go both directions, all right? So once you're here, take your arms up to the sky, turn your palms towards me, drop your hands down in front of your shins, and just walk it forward. Right, with your other leg in front, it's gonna feel like a little different hip stretch, and that's okay. Right? Maybe you can get a little lower down, maybe you can't get as low. Don't let your hips come off the ground, just feel that pull in your hips. And then from here, we're gonna walk our hands over till they're on either side of your left leg. Bring your nose towards your left knee. Now, keep that right hand reaching towards the left corner of the room. Take your left hand, see if you can sweep it back behind you, drop it back behind your left hip. And then bring that left hand back around. Walk yourself back to center. And then slowly bring it all the way up. Right now, I want you to take your legs out wide here, right? So unwind them. Bring them out as wide as you possibly can, right? So the soles of your feet are towards the front, your toes are coming back towards your legs, right? Your knees are towards the sky, your toes are towards the sky. Now, you're gonna take your right hand, bring it to your right leg, and then just slide down along your right leg as much as you can, right? If you can get all the way to your right foot, if you don't get there, it's okay. Take your left hand, wrap it around behind your back, reach left fingertips towards your right inner thigh. And then what I want you to do is peel that left shoulder open. Take your chin and your gaze up over your left shoulder. So your chest is spiraling open towards the ceiling to the left. And our arms did a lot of work today too in this plank series. And then come back up. All right, now we're gonna go the other way with that. So you're gonna take your left hand along your left thigh, slide down your left leg towards your left foot. If you can grab your foot, that's great. If not, you're on your ankle or your shin or your knee. Right, take your right hand, wrap it around behind your back, reach those right fingertips towards the left inner thigh. You're probably not gonna make it, that's okay, right? Peel that right shoulder open. Take your chin and your gaze up over your right shoulder. And unwind here, bring it all back to center. Right, just take your hands right in front of you and walk yourself forward here. Again, keep your knees to the sky, keep your toes to the sky, keep your back nice and flat. Just walk your hands as far out as you can. You should get that stretch through your inner thighs doing that. Now when you're ready here, start to walk it up nice and slow. We're gonna finish up with our legs at the wall pose. So if you have some wall space, you can use it. Just bring those hips right against the wall and then swing your legs up. Scooch a little bit so you can get your glutes right against the wall so you can hang out here with your legs against the wall. If you don't have wall space, right? Then you're just laying on your back and taking your feet straight up to the sky. A regular waterfall. Either way, so just laying on my block. Either way, right? You're getting your feet above your head and your heart, sending the blood from the feet where it pulls all day back to your head and your heart where you need it more. It should feel good. Right? So whichever your version you're in, just hang out there. Final benefit from your Pilates practice. Now you can come out of this whenever you want to, when you're ready. You can bend your knees. If you're against a wall, just put your feet on the wall, roll over into a fetal position. If you're in waterfall, bend your knees, let them scrape along your face and body, and just slowly bring it back. Oh, I did unmute everybody, okay. To your regular seated position. All right. So Thank you all for joining me this morning. I don't want to stop it. Stop. Okay.